And I have three guests here today who are going to help educate us more about MS. David Hancock is the president of the Mid-South chapter. Cheribeth Swanson and her husband, Bob Swanson, all join me here today. And I am so glad to have all of you here. Good morning. And, David and I have spoken through email. We just thought it'd be a great idea to kind of have you guys come on to share your personal journey for people that may be watching today that have this or, are just learning about it. So great to have you here. Thank you for sharing, being willing to share your story.
Well, thank you for having us. I think that it is a very important topic to discuss. I don't think that a lot of people know about it.
Right.
So as far as my personal journey, I started off where I could not feel hot or cold with my right hand.
Right.
Thought it was a pinched nerve in my neck.
Yeah.
Went to the chiropractor. Ended up being MS.
Right.
So for lots of years, I was fine.
Right.
Couldn't even tell that I had any problems. And then all of a sudden, I started having trouble walking. And it's just fairly rapidly progressed.
Right. And I think when you and I were talking, though, the thing that makes it so, different, you cannot necessarily say that it's going to be one certain time, right, David? And you can attest to this as well, because it affects everyone differently.
It totally does. MS is the disease of the central nervous system, and no two people's symptoms are the same. And oftentimes it can come in small little waves, or it can come in just these gigantic shocks. And you had a great analogy earlier when you said how you talk about MS and what it is. Would you tell us what that is?
Well, I compare it to, or my case, I compare it to like a light switch and a light bulb and the wire in between, where your nerve is the wire in between, or your nerves are, and it has a covering on it that insulates it. If that covering gets stripped away on the wire going from your light switch to the light bulb, then you turn on that switch and it's not going to come on.
Right.
And so with MS, it's kind of the same thing. My body attacks the covering around my wire, around, the nerves around me.
Right.
And so when it strips that away, then it's like a short in it.
Right, exactly, and that is a very good illustration there. But you know what I love about your story, and as I found out more about you, you have this, but you've decided to be proactive, and you've got a great support system. Your husband is here. That's got to be. Bob, what do you feel like, for other spouses that, may have learned, or they may be learning that their spouse has developed MS? What do you think has been the biggest help and support to her, just being there? I guess you guys have been so active in so many things.
Great support network.
Right.
There are good times and bad. Just understand that if you're just now finding out.
Right.
You'll get used to it.
Right. And you guys are a great team, though, too. I'm just even watching you here this morning.
Just it takes a support network.
Right.
It sometimes can take an army.
Right. And you recently, though, speaking of that army, you had kind of a whole army join you guys for a walk that you did in Rome. That was amazing. Tell us a little bit about that quickly.
It was amazing. We had over 30 people that came to walk with us.
Right.
And
we have video there.
So far, we have raised $9,829 this year.
Yes.
Which we still have until June 30th.
Okay.
To raise
so
money.
You might could even make that 10,000 mark then.
The hope is we're going to make that 10,000 mark.
Right.
Over the last 4 years, we have raised, since we've been walking.
Right.
We have raised about $25,000.
That's great.
In 4 years, just our team.
Right. And David, I see you shaking your head there. That's pretty impressive, though, for this team.
That's incredible.
Right?
And, you said something earlier, we have to do this together. And the National MS Society has just kicked off a new 5-year campaign for $1 billion called Breakthrough MS.
Right.
And obviously the title of the campaign is what our intent is. We want to find these breakthroughs. We want to find these new treatments and ultimately a cure. And it takes a village and cities and a whole community of people to come together. Right. So we're very thankful for all the work that you do, and we're hoping to have a large turnout for our walk here in Chattanooga on Saturday.
And that's coming up. That's this Saturday then. And where will that be held?
That's at Coolidge Park. We've actually moved it this year. I wanted to bring it downtown to give us more visibility, to help with awareness, to raise that level of awareness, because we've got to do more of that. Registration starts about 8:30 in the morning. The walk starts at 10. Right. There'll be a lot to do downtown in the Coolidge Park area, and we'll have a lot of folks down there to network with, and you can a lot of people to answer questions too.
Right.
So.
And I know there's people watching that, MS it just affects so many, like we have stated over and over. If people are watching this and want to participate either in the walk that you guys do, or if they want to find one in their area, what
Sure.
is like the best way to find out more?
The best way to find out more is to Google the National MS Society, and it'll pull up our main webpage, and then there's a little button you can click for a chapter, and you can pick whatever chapter you're in. In our case, it would be Tennessee, which is called the Mid-South chapter.
Right.
Has all our events there, all our staff contact information. You're free to, call me directly, and we can plug you in and get you involved.
And someone like Cheribeth, you've done such a great job. I think I just Googled, and it popped right up with your walk and sent me to that website
Yeah.
you were talking about. So you could still, you said donations for how much longer till you
June
meet?
30th.
So you could make your 10,000. You're very close to that mark. So if people are watching
Absolutely.
today, please go on, find her, and definitely support them as well. We've got a graphic here that we're going to pop up. If you would like to find out more information about the walk taking place this Saturday, definitely visit that website. We have an 800 number there as well. Thank you all so much for being here. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. And we'll be right back with more Let's Chat.